Welcome back to the O'Brien Icehouse in Melbourne, where the second semi-final of the weekend is ready to roll and the path for gold is narrowing. Perth Inferno have already secured their place in tomorrow's gold medal game with a 4-2 win earlier today. But now it's about who will join them. It's the Brisbane Lightning and the Melbourne Ice. Second versus third on the ladder. Brisbane finished with 43 points and arrived as one of the most informed teams in the league, peaking at the right time and playing confident, connected hockey. Melbourne closed the regular season with 36 points and their form has dipped of late coming into finals. But here is the twist. They're back-to-back defending champions. This is a group knows exactly what this stage requires. In fact, they lifted the trophy last season from third position as well. So while Brisbane, they bring momentum, Melbourne, they bring pedigree, and they understand how to navigate sudden death hockey and how to absorb pressure and how to rise when it matters most. Alongside me in the commentary position today is none other than Courtney Kinnison from Oz Hockey Media. Courtney, welcome. What a game this is going to be.
Absolutely. Look, it's great to be here and to be a part of this. This game, I think, is going to be phenomenal. These are two amazing teams who have just showcased all year how well they work together as a unit and how well they can come up against their opponents and whatever the opponent dishes out. So I think this is going to be the game of the day. I really expect these two teams to pull something special out and give us quite a show.
Yeah, you're right. That second versus third battle is always a juicy one. And I'll tell you what, there's a couple of players today that are really going to star for me. I think none other. We start at number 91, Christina Julienne. 12 goals, 22 assists for the season, but a total of 34 points in 20 games. Has really been a leader for this Melbourne Ice team. Is absolutely fantastic in all facets of the game. A real no-nonsense sort of operator. Can do really well on rebounds, can score, can set up goals as well, as we see with 22 assists on season to go with those 12 goals. Is a real superstar and a real leader of this Melbourne Ice team, and one that I think folks that are watching today really need to look out for. And of course, none other than today, it wouldn't be a game that we've talked about Shana Godfrey. She's absolutely fantastic. The Apex Predator, 16 goals this season for 13 assists, a total of 29 points in 20 games. Absolute superstar of this team. A real barometer of this Melbourne team as well. When Shana scores, the crowd lifts. She has a great following here. The team starts to really lift and they rally around her and can score at will. Loves to play the left side of the ice. Look at her when she's on the left, looking to come into the middle, can score from any angle and has multiple facets to her game. But I'll tell you what, this Brisbane Lightning team, they don't come without some of their superstars as well. They're fantastic this season. I really feel their hockey coming into this side of 2026 is absolutely being amazing, and that's really been led by none other than Anna Marie Fitzgerald, who's been fantastic this season. The 22 goals, the 25 assists for 47 points across the 20 games. Absolute superstar and can really get it done. They'll be looking to score as much as they can through Fitzgerald here this afternoon. If the Brisbane Lightning can use that channel often, you feel that they could be booking their spot in that gold medal game against the Perth Inferno. And another player, and again, taking that import spot, is none other than number 71, Emma Wuthridge. 14 goals on season, the 26 assists for the total of 40 points in 10 games played this season. Didn't play any hockey in the 2025 portion of the season, has only played those 10 games in the 2026 portion. He's averaging, mind you, 4 points per game. That is absolute superstar numbers. However, 11 of those points were in one game against the Ducks, but we'll take nothing away from her efforts this season, averaging 4 points per game. Has been an absolute superstar for this Brisbane Lightning team and is really one of their keys to victory. However, Courtney, you've been doing the X's and O's on this game. What are some of the major headlines for this game that we should be looking at?
Yeah, look, being strong on the puck. Both of these teams know how to do it, but at any moment, if the puck turns over, they're going to capitalise, whichever direction it's going. So Brisbane have to be really onto it. The Ice have to be really onto it. They turn that puck over, they potentially in trouble. Need for speed. Both these teams are so fast. You get your players on, like from either side on this puck. Their skating, their movement. They'll be at the other end and taking a shot on. So defensively, both these teams need to be on top of their game and watching out for those moments and in keeping those lines clear. So by pushing the opposition out to the boards, taking big wide shots, the way we saw Inferno doing it to the Sirens, that's what they need to do so that their goalies have a nice clear view straight through to stop that puck.
Now we'll head down to ringside with Mark Todd, our Master of Ceremonies, to get the formalities underway. Our captains will make their way for the ceremonial puck drop. Dion Shearer is our puck dropper today, IHA Director of National Leagues and Championships.
Thank you, Dion, and hockey fans, if you are able, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Fantastic stuff there, our national anthem. Both teams will now head to the goal face and they'll go through their final instructions for this one. The nerves are starting to build. This is a great time, a great moment for these two teams. Second versus third, of course, but the regular season points don't matter anymore. The slate is now clear and the equation is simple. You win, you play tomorrow against the Inferno. You'll lose and you'll be battling for bronze. Who will be able to get it done? These teams have played 4 times this season. They've split on that occasion. Melbourne, they took 2 wins at home. Brisbane, they took 2 wins on their home ice. They really have sent a message to the competition, this Brisbane team, though. And of course, Melbourne will be in unfamiliar territory. They'll start to the bench to the left of screen, which is normally the away bench for the Melbourne Ice. And the Brisbane Lightning, well, they've taken the home change rooms and the home bench, and they're wearing their home dark colours. So how will Melbourne respond? And I think we've just got our first clue. Piers will be starting in net for the Melbourne Ice. An interesting goaltending combo for the Brisbane Lightning. We'll confirm who'll be in net in a moment's time, but we're about to get this underway. Courtney, how are you feeling?
I am absolutely pumped. I think this is going to be unreal. And who's going to take this? We don't know. And the officials today, we had Connor Oxlade, Casper Russell-Calver, Jamison Harris and Jeff Klink on the lines. And wishing them the best. They don't have the easiest job.
They certainly don't. First possession in the attacking zone here for Brisbane Lightning, but Melbourne in control of the puck. They'll look to clear it away. That one just knocked forward. LaPlante will get here behind the net. Melbourne just having a bit of difficulty clearing their zone. Tough work, Lecren behind the net. Looking to go physical. Brisbane in possession. Clinic happy to put that one low. Fitzgerald will get across in the corner. They keep possession here, Brisbane. Looking to capitalise early. One across the face, and nothing hockey so far. Brisbane spending some good time. Danielle Butler looking to clear, gets it to St. Almar. Stolen away though. Brisbane looking dangerous. That shot fired on net from Fitzgerald. Julian will pick it up here. First couple of moments of the game, all the time has been spent in this attacking zone of the Brisbane Lightning. Finally cleared away for Melbourne. Dixon will get across to try and negate that attack. Brown in there as well. Melbourne regain possession. Raimundo at the point, sends it long, and Anderson was in there. Anderson's been fantastic. Along with Davis Tope, they've been a formidable combo for Melbourne this season. Raimundo couldn't quite control that one on the end of the tape. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson in the middle, now on the left-hand side. Has to go alone as Melbourne change their line. On the long change in the first period on their offensive attack. Dixon into the middle. Dash. Went forward with it. Crompton was there, Mahoney as well, and Fisher trying to get it forward. Nelson has been fantastic in Nelson's debut season. The young girl grew up a Melbourne Ice fan and eventually got to put on the jersey this season, and now is playing in a final. Grigliunas, Mahoney battle away. Great physicality early. Fisher trying to get it going forward. We've only seen the one shot on net in the first 3 minutes of hockey. There's been plenty of time in this attacking zone for Brisbane as Melbourne trying to get that out of there. Beautiful work, kept ahead now. Clinic going to work underneath. Has some options. Clinic now at the point. Just moving that one. Shot from distance. It was an awkward one by LaPlante. LaPlante kept it ahead. Jusemovic trying to clear. Butler picks it up now. Butler has Godfrey on the left, uses Godfrey. Godfrey comes into the middle, tries to get the shot away. Great defense from the Brisbane Lightning. Godfrey at the top. Mossman will move it. LaPlante. Go long with the puck here. Fitzgerald picking it up at the half wall. Fitzgerald just happy to send that long, and Fitzgerald will make her way to the bench. Picking it up, Callum Bockus. Cleared away. It's going to come all the way back though. Icing is the call.
You get to take a bit of a break. That was a long sequence with no whistles happening there, and we have a 50-50 raffle raising money for the national teams. So scan the QR code and buy a couple of tickets. You can support both our men's and women's teams heading overseas in 2026.
So a fantastic cause. Some big off-season tournaments coming up. Make sure you get around and support them. Julian looking to get that away, puts that one in the middle. Costa couldn't quite win it back for her team. Wraparound opportunity. Anderson, a brilliant save early. Brisbane looking to get it out of their defensive zone. Fisher, Crompton, Anderson forward. Fisher now happy to dump it. Mahoney will pick it up Here for the Lightning. Little puck battle against the wall. Kept forward. Callum Bockus did well. Tense moments in this game. Callum Bockus shot was deflected. And again, our shot count now sitting at 1 apiece, and both teams just really feeling each other out. Mossman across there, Raimundo here. Plenty of time in this attacking zone for Brisbane. Haven't quite being able to capitalise on shots, and it looks like we have a penalty here.
As we saw in the last game, Todd, it's penalties really cost the teams. We had a couple of power play goals that really seemed to have a big impact on the game. So it looked like a Melbourne Ice player heading over to the bench. So this is a big opportunity for Brisbane, who have a strong line. You know, if they can capitalise, this could change the start of the game.
Yeah, they've scored 21 power play goals this season from 105 attempts. Puts them at a conversion of around 20%. See if they can do this here. However, they are up against one of the best penalty kills in the business, with Melbourne Ice penalty kill percentage at 81.48 as no one almost finds the back of the net. Again, working hard. Wuthridge put that on net. It was saved. Rebound comes Fitzgerald. Back down to Wuthridge, who puts that in on the crease. Crompton fighting for it. Couldn't quite. Cochrane, the captain, just managed to stop it. Wuthridge there behind the net, looking for another opportunity. Minute 15 left on this power play for Brisbane. They've had it deep in their attacking zone. Shot on net. That one goes wide of the target. Still in their attacking zone now. Fitzgerald sends it in low. They'll pick it up here, Crompton. Fires another one, still alive, unable to kill the puck. Melbourne eventually clear it away. 57 seconds left. Both teams will head to the bench and change their lineup as Danielle Butler looks for the forecheck here against Wuthridge. Wuthridge cleared it away. Butler still up on the puck. Fisher with it now. Presses forward. Brisbane looked to mount another attack. Costa was in there as well. Here's Mahoney, navigates around one on the right-hand circle, fires the shot. Pearce having a tough time of trapping the puck. That one's still alive. Another rebound opportunity here for Brisbane. And they're looking dangerous by the second. Costa sends it in low. Mahoney improves the angle, fires. I reckon that hit the bar as it's deflected away. Mahoney again. Brisbane looking so good here. They're able to keep this puck deep in their attacking zone. 10 seconds left on the power play. Costa now on the angle. Fires that one across. Almost attempt there. Brown was in the middle. Couldn't quite get a piece of it. Only seconds left of the power play. We're back to even numbers. And they score as the power play expires. Brisbane get what they've been hunting for. Time in the attacking zone results in a goal for Abby Brown.
I've got to say, Todd, that the power play we just watched and the penalty kill we just watched is elite women's hockey. That penalty kill unit worked their butts off and they worked so hard to keep it out. They were shutting down the deflections, but in that last moment, the Lightning were just able to find that gap between the post and Pearce's leg and lock in that goal. So, what a great job.
That pass was absolutely elite, and Brown just put that home. Brilliant hockey. Brisbane are looking so good. Down low here. Another opportunity and another goal. This time it's Fitzgerald. Only seconds after the first one.
This line is such a strong line for Lightning. The combo of Wuthridge with Clinic and LaPlante, if you go back through the box scores of the season, it is a combination of those three scoring and assisting each other. Clinic's doing an excellent job screening and taking the defender away in amongst all of that passing. It's just great teamwork.
I know it's only early doors in this game, but geez, they're playing a fantastic brand. You almost feel, just after watching it closely, that Brisbane, they're really putting a stamp on this year's competition. That shot on net. Their 2026 has been elite. Here's Fitzgerald into the middle. Offside is the call. They were looking dangerous again, weren't they, Courtney?
Absolutely, and look, you're spot on. They've found the chemistry. They've found what works for them, and they're focused on it. So the coaching staff are doing an excellent job by giving them the ability to harness what they've found and use it in every single game, and we're seeing it right now.
I'm sure we'll talk about it more across the weekend, but what a story it's been. This Lightning club had to redefine themselves. They were once the Goannas, and geez, what a turnaround it's been. But here's Danielle Butler looking to get one back. Couldn't. It was a great save. We'll get a restart in play.
Katie Meyer in net, she is just going from strength to strength every year, and I think getting more games and more ice time this year has really amplified her game. So the shot came from like far enough away that she had great view of it to stop that, but overall I think she has been fantastic this year for the Lightning.
Yeah, she certainly has. The 10 games played, the 8 wins, and of course the only 2 losses, save percentage of an 8.91. And they've had a tough task, the Brisbane Lightning, to choose who they have in net. Of course, Kayla Arthur has had a fantastic season as well, with 8 games and the 6 wins and a save percentage of 903. That could be their strength this weekend. They've got 2 goaltenders that are at that elite level. Fisher knocks that forward. Raimundo will have to get here and chase it down. Almost Julian getting on the end of that one. Mahoney happy to send it in deep. St. Omar will pick it up here. Fisher, they'll battle away. Davis Tope comes in and grabs the puck. Nelson wins it back. Raimundo couldn't quite control that one, and unfortunately Raimundo went over at the wrong time. Fitzgerald pass into the middle. Plant gives that one behind the net. Another opportunity here for the Lightning. Fitzgerald. Centering pass was good. Clinic got it on the end of the stick, but Piers with the save.
Excellent passing game. That's what's standing out from both teams. Their passes are crisp, and I'm not seeing the turnovers. So they're controlling what they're doing, and unless they dump the puck in to get the change, or there's an intentional movement where it's not going to another player, these teams are moving it really well, and that's what it's going to take to win this game.
One scary thing for me, Courtney, is the time in zone. The Lightning have just dominated in that area, and they're about to go into their attacking zone again. Here's Wuthridge now on the left, harassed by 2. Dutton and Butler try to win the puck back. Fitzgerald came to lend a hand. It comes out, but Melbourne unable to exit. Another puck went net bound. Butler looked to clear that one away, just couldn't. Godfrey had to come in. Dutton will pick it up, and good pass to find Cochran. Cochran sends it long. Rapchuk will pick it up here for the Lightning. This one into the middle. Great work. Callum Bockus now looking for something extra. Just lifted that one. Put it towards the net. Lecren will look to clear it away. Julian. Davis Tope. Tried to get it to Julian. Mahoney. We're going to get one on net. Just getting across was Lecren. Looks to clear it away, but Dixon was there, stopped it and sent it deep. And again, Melbourne really struggling to get out of this defensive zone. And full credit to Brisbane, they are playing fantastic at the moment. Fisher. Out to the top. Shot from distance. That one was deflected. A tough one. Anderson now will look to use her pace on the outer side. Has Dash in the middle. Anderson decides to go towards the net. Get a restart in play.
I feel like both teams are really showcasing what we talked about pre-game with their speed, with their passing, with their shooting. You can't fault either team. I think Brisbane is just playing a slightly better brand of hockey, and the Ice will be just needing to work out how to bring themselves together to push out of that zone and really attack in Brisbane's end.
Raimondo to Nelson, and Nelson advances that one forward. Mayer on the outer side. An attack was stopped by Mossman. Dash. Flicked it low. Here's Wathrich again. Mossman. Dash picks it up here behind the net. This could cause some trouble. Dash couldn't quite get the shot away. St. Amar keeps it ahead of the blue line. Picked up here, Butler. Butler's pass to Godfrey, who scores! And Melbourne get one back. The Butler-Godfrey combo.
Gee, that's a strong line, and Shana will be absolutely rapt with that. She's just in the perfect position and just breaks that scoreline in half, which will be just the little bit of momentum that they really needed. So it'll come down to how Brisbane can respond.
Yeah, certainly. Melbourne have only managed the 3 shots on net. They find the back there, and that one just felt like it came out of nowhere, really. Brisbane have just been dominant so far, but it was a fantastic pass from Danielle Butler to find her good mate in Godfrey. Anderson. Davis Tope here in the corner. Anderson tried to get that in. Grigalianis will get back here. That one lifted. Stays in play though. Have a whistle. And 6 on the ice for Brisbane Lightning. So it'll be power play time here for the Melbourne Ice on the back of a goal.
I find the too many men penalty such a clumsy mistake, and not ideal for Brisbane in this moment when the Ice will be feeling really good for getting that goal and using that to power this power play.
Yeah, certainly in this stage of the game, you're right. Just when Melbourne have got a little bit of momentum, even though they did finish in 3rd position, the finals being hosted here, they have a bit more of a crowd attendance, so momentum can change quickly. Butler out to Cochrane at the top, Godfrey there. That one knocked away. A great job by Callum Bockus to clear that away. Melbourne looking to get this back in the attacking zone ASAP. Here's Anderson out to the top, Godfrey puts it on net off the bar. Davis Tope with the rebound. Out to Cochrane. Cochrane the extra pass. Godfrey has another go at it again. Another opportunity gone missing. Cochrane. This power play has been menacing from the Melbourne Ice. They've really started to lift. 1:10 left in the power play. Cochrane at the half wall. Brisbane need to get a clearance here. Back to Cochrane, who puts one on net. It just bobbles and goes behind. LaPlante with it now. Anderson keeps it there, puts LaPlante into the boards. Butler picks it up. Butler now to Julian. Cochrane puts it on net, almost deflected from Davis Tope. Julian picks up the rebound, puts it across the face. Melbourne starting to amount number of shots on net. Their shot count now sits at 6. Another centering pass, Davis Tope. Butler picks it up again, 30 seconds left of this power play. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Cochrane put that one net bound. That's deflected. Brisbane, and you think they've just got to clear it here. They managed to do so. What a penalty kill from Brisbane, and what a power play from Melbourne, Courtney.
Oh, it's incredible to watch these two teams play against each other. This is exactly what I expected, and They're just, I can't fault them. They're getting in the way. They're doing what they've got to do, and Katie's just standing strong in the net behind them. So, Melbourne Ice, if they can just get a bit more movement of the puck in front of the net, they might make some space to get that goal or to create another deflection.
We're back to even numbers. Dash has it in the corner. Rapture and Butler will battle away to Dash. Here's Fitzgerald in the middle now. Fitzgerald just navigating through, great control on the puck. Faked one way, then the pass. How good was that? Shot over the top, saved by Pearce. How good was Fitzgerald there?
Excellent vision from Pearce, just tracking that, lifting a glove. And great pressure from Lightning. Whatever end we're at, whichever team is attacking, they're putting so much pressure on, and then the other team is just defending so well. It's going to be incredibly hard to score in this game.
Gerald fires that one, that was deflected. Anderson. Back to the middle. Julian will have to chase this one here. Wythridge trying to go forward with it. Anderson now has Mayer on the opposite side. Anderson going solo. Anderson tried to lift it home, but couldn't. Nelson will pick it up in the middle. Cochrane. Dash will get across here. Clinic. Cochrane kept it ahead there and put that one on net. And Melbourne were kind of gifted this draw here after Cochrane kept it ahead, and then they forced the save.
In some moments, it almost feels like a panic with the puck as opposed to being really directing it to exactly where you need it to create a proper opportunity. That was an easy puck for Katie to pick up.
It certainly was, but it creates more opportunity in this attacking zone for the Ice. Godfrey and Mossman battle here. Godfrey wins it back. Tries to get the shot away from that left-hand side, then hit the deck. Jusimovic is over there. Butler comes through. Honey trying to fish it out for the Lightning. LaPlante and Butler battle. Crompton ends up winning it. Moved again. Julian tried to keep it ahead. Oh, Julian manages somehow. Keeps it ahead of the blue line. Gets a shot on net. They pick it up again. Some more valuable time in zone here. Davis tight with it. Corner. Fires the shot. Just tight. Julian tried on the rebound. Anderson came through. Had a fresh air shot at it. Fisher now has to clear it away. What a period it's been. Dominated in the early stages by the Lightning, and now Melbourne are trying as hard as they can, but just as we say that, Brisbane go the other way. Mahoney dumps it long. This is definitely shaping up like a classic second versus third semi-final. Saint Amar. Anderson tried to move it. Sinclair for Brisbane. Hammer behind their net. Approaching the 1 minute mark in the first period. Plenty of action. 3 goals in this first period so far. Rapchuk down low. Into the middle. Nobody home to receive. Anderson now an opportunity in the neutral zone. Will have to go alone. Anderson seizes the moment to dump the puck and head to the bench. Some fresh legs on here for Melbourne. Fitzgerald picking it up now. Beautiful movement. Tried to get it to Wuthridge. Back to Fitzgerald, who fires the shot. A great save from Pearce. Puck still alive. 23 seconds left of the period. The Lightning have an opportunity here. They put it in deep. They get some fresh personnel on. Grigoglionis now is met by Fitzgerald. Butler with it now. Clinic wins it back. Butler battles away. Still nobody's puck. Can they get one last shot in? That was deflected. The period will expire. And it's Brisbane 2, the Melbourne Ice 1. Courtney, what a period of hockey that was.
It really was. And look, I actually want to highlight two players. Steph Cochran on the ice. She is not afraid to put her body in the way, to block those shots, to get in the way, and just not allow the shots to even reach her goalie. And on the other side, Madison LaPlante is just every battle. On the boards, in the middle, wherever she's got to be, she's ready to battle to try and get that puck back for her team. And I think that just emphasises how good across the board these two teams are. While those two players stood out to me, everyone's just getting into where it's gritty, where it's dirty, and just trying to just win that puck, get it out of their zone, and create opportunities at the other end. And look, that is exactly the period I expected we would have, in the sense of quality 5-on-5 hockey. And I expect we're going to get a lot more of that in period 2 and 3.
You're exactly right, Courtney. You summed it up absolutely perfectly. And those player highlights, I totally agree with you. Geez, we're in for an absolute treat. We're going to take a quick break here on the AWIHL coverage, but don't go far away. It's the Brisbane Lightning 2, the Melbourne Ice 1, as we head into the first break. Welcome back to the AWIHL coverage of the second semi-final between the Brisbane Lightning and the Melbourne Ice. It was Brisbane who opened up their campaign with goals to Abby Brown, Anna Marie Fitzgerald, and then Shana Godfrey answered back to make it 2-1. Courtney, let's take a look at some of the numbers that matter in this game, because there are some interesting trends.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got 2-1 and 14-8 in favour of Brisbane Lightning for goals and shots. And I think they are putting a lot of pressure on the Melbourne Ice team and playing so hard. So it's really been putting Melbourne Ice on the back foot a little bit, which isn't something we often see. As you mentioned at the start of the broadcast, they are a team full of pedigree and players that know what it takes to play this game at this stage of the season. And look, the save percentages are pretty close. 1 penalty each, no power play goals. Excuse me. I think we'll find one of the Brisbane Lightning goals happened just as the penalty ended. So they were very, very close to a power play goal, but didn't quite get there. And I just want to reflect on the structure of the penalty kills for both teams. We saw one at each end. Melbourne Ice were incredibly structured with the box, and essentially just the 4 players lining up together in the shape of a box, and they were able to keep the Lightning out until that very last second when they found a gap. But at the other end, it was interesting watching the Lightning. They were a little bit more messy. They didn't quite have that structure that you would consider for a penalty kill, but they were effective. They worked well together and they're communicating on the ice well, and it's reflecting in the score and how they're playing. So that was an incredible period, and both of these teams have players that are just incredible to watch. And you and I have commented a couple of times in period 1, and it's so worth repeating, but we are seeing elite players playing elite hockey in such an important game. It is a sudden death to the gold medal or the bronze medal, and both of these teams will be wanting to get there. Lightning will want to win their first championship, and as the Lightning, and Melbourne Ice will be wanting to go back-to-back off last year. So we still have 40 minutes of hockey. It's anyone's game, and I think every goal is going to impact the flow, impact the momentum, and just impact the mindset of these players. And that is such a big part of today's game, trying to maintain cool heads, work well together with the lines, and that chemistry is really showing on both teams, that they trust each other and they work well with each other. And it's just capitalising on whatever opportunity arises.
Yeah, you're certainly right. Momentum can shift at any stage of this game. So both teams make their way out onto the ice. Some brilliant pictures brought to you. Yeah, the camera at both ends really telling the story as we see Maya just getting set up in goals. Second period, an important one for a 2 versus 3 semi-final. The crowd really starting to rally and stomp their feet here as play gets underway. Anderson goes forward. Melbourne with the first entry into their O-zone. Anderson almost. Maya with a beautiful save. Oohs and ahs of this Melbourne crowd. Dropped off to Saint Amar. Davis Tote to the top. Raimundo just didn't quite get on the end of that one. Anderson keeps possession. Saint Amar at the point. Set that one in. It was awkwardly deflected and saved. Maya will hold that one. Get a restart in play.
Some early pressure from Melbourne Ice, which I had no doubt would happen. They're such a solid team that, yeah, they'll be really wanting to equalise this game as quickly as possible and try and get some flow back in their favour.
One of the things that's haunted them over the last couple of years has been their inconsistency. Their top-line hockey is probably some of the best, but then they tend to go missing in stages of game. So if you're a Melbourne fan, promising signs that they've shown up early. Good shot on net there. From the Lightning, they'll look to rebound. Attack going the other way. Bothridge did really well. A shot on net there behind the net, Grigliunas. Out to the point, Mossman. McCren, Clinic, Fitzgerald, Butler. Melbourne have to clear this out of here. Brisbane spread really well to keep it into their attacking zone. Rapchuk will plan, sends it net bound. Pearce in a bit of difficulty with that one. It was kept alive. Butler sends that one low. Bit of a tangle up in the crease. Dixon to Rapchuk. Dumps it deep. LeCren. Rapchuk put that one into the middle. Mahoney with the shot. Pearce with the save. Comes Julian. Puts it into open air. Crompton had support and used it. Now Mahoney on the other side has some time here to go at net in the middle. Great stick work in defence by Cochrane. Davis-Tope now the other way. Davis-Tope got around one, fires and scores! Defence turned into attack. It was the stick check that resulted into Davis-Tope going downhill and scoring.
That's just another one of my favourite types of goals, Todd, where you just watch how she just looks at the players, she moves around them, she decides where the goalie is. There's a bit of patience there. She didn't just take the shot as soon as she got in range. She took her time to make sure it was going to be a good one. And unfortunately, Katie just couldn't get there, and we have a tied game.
Beautiful angle of that there on the replay. Davis-Tope is really putting together one season. Here's Clinic. So the Brisbane Lightning, they started off fantastic, and now the next two goals have gone to Melbourne as they start to rally. Dash looking to get that one out of there. Melbourne go the other way. Brisbane, the way they started this game, they were almost intimidating. The way that they kept puck in their attacking zone, they just left a little reeling here. Momentum firmly in the favour of this Ice team. But we know how good Brisbane have been all year. One of the best teams in the competition. Mossman is taken into the boards. Wasn't happy about that treatment.
So Melbourne Ice will definitely be feeling a little bit on top of the world right now, having equalised. Essentially brought the score back to 0-0, and they'll be wanting to get that next goal. They're hungry for it, and we can see it in the way they're playing.
Dixon. Rapchuk goes forward with it. It's going to come back for icing mode.
AWIHL are currently raising funds for supporting our 2026 National Australian women's and men's teams. Scan the QR code and you can jump in and buy 1, 3, 8, 25 or 60 tickets and be in the draw and support our national teams.
Dixon. Sinclair behind the net here. Got into that puck battle without stick. Rapchuk and Butler. Butler here in the corner. This is much better from Brisbane if they can try and get rid of this one, but I've got a whistle. So Shana Godfrey will head to the penalty box. Power play time here for the Brisbane Lightning.
Well, it takes a lot to send a stick flying like that, so penalty earned, but you know, Shana is a big force to be put in the penalty box for 2 minutes. So there's a bit of pressure on this line, but as we saw before, if you watch how they box up and defend this zone, they do a really good penalty kill system.
And that last goal did come just after the power play was over. Shot on net, Pearce has to deal with that one. Just manages to trap that one.
And look, her teammates do a great job of circling around, so Brisbane can't even get a stick in there to try and pull that out. That's great play from the Melbourne Ice players to take care of their goalie and just give Lightning no space whatsoever.
Play restarts. Wuthridge at the top, great pass. Clinic fires the shot. Cochrane with it now. Minute 38 on the power play left for the Lightning. That one's cleared away, or by this Melbourne Ice team some valuable seconds. A forecheck here from Davis Tope, making it tough for Clinic, who eventually advances the puck. LaPlante, beautiful pass to find Crompton across ice. Now on the right-hand side, they're now in their attacking zone. Just though, there's a 3-on-1 puck battle here with Anderson. Fitzgerald gets it, keeps it ahead of the blue line. Wasn't a clean entry though. Melbourne happy to clear that away. Meyer will keep the puck alive. Melbourne will change their personnel on their penalty kill. 56 seconds left on the power play. Hasn't been much of a successful one for Brisbane. But can they build late into it though? Here's Clinic. At the top. It's the puck low. Fitzgerald just bobbled for her late. St. Amar happy to keep it against the board. LaPlante comes in with a bit of urgency to get the puck moving. Out here to Wuthridge. Sent it low, Fitzgerald. This is looking dangerous. Fitzgerald at the point. Fires and it's in! Somehow it finds its way in the back of the net. Power play goal!
This is such a big part of ice hockey where when a team can capitalise on their opposition's mistake, and in this instance, Melbourne Ice on the penalty kill, Lightning just moved the puck incredibly well. So in spite of a really good structured box there, they just, the skating, the movement, is like Annie Fitzgerald is just fantastic. She just moves and moves and moves until she sees that gap and even deflects it off Pearce into the net. I think you see it just hit Pearce on the hip and goes in. That's just an excellent play.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Pearce. A great shot though from Fitzgerald. That's just all class. In Brisbane 3, Melbourne 2. Plenty of twists and turns left in this contest. Lecren moves it forward. Godfrey rejoins plays, back to even numbers out there on the ice. Kellen Bockus got a bit on that. Grigaliunas will chase here. Clears that away, helps it on its way. Rapture. Crompton. Crompton still with it, stuck with the puck and still has possession. Godfrey just got rid of Crompton, and I think Godfrey's going to head back to the penalty box.
Shanita having a bit of a laugh about that. Really, really bad timing for Melbourne Ice to make a little error like that, because as we discussed in period one, when it happened in period 1-2, Lightning have scored. They're feeling that momentum, the flow. They'll be feeling really positive because they have a lead, and now they're going on to another power play where they know that they can get through. So, I won't be surprised if they get another goal out of this opportunity. But at the same time, I believe this Melbourne Ice penalty kill can keep them out. So it's just going to see who can do it.
So Melbourne with their back against the wall here. Anderson will press to pick up this puck. Anderson, short-handed, tried. A great save by Meyer.
not an optimal power play strategy, but that's an incredible skate from Anderson to get in that fast, cut across, and I think a few of my co-commentators love to call it a power kill, and I have to agree. That's the speed on Anderson was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Melbourne, no strangers to trying to score short-handed. They have scored 4 times this season short-handed. Sanderson puts that one in. Now Brisbane get it moving. Fitzgerald just gliding across the ice, is looking so good out there. Most recent goal scorer. Beautiful pass, great touch. Clinic put that one on net. It just bobbled past the open face. Dutton. Fitzgerald won it back. 58 seconds left of this Brisbane Lightning power play. Wuthridge to Fitzgerald. Out to the top. Good pass, an extra one. Crompton was just behind. Clinic with the shot. Butler looking to clear it away. Brisbane are looking so good on this power play. They win it back in the neutral zone as well. More pressure. Fitzgerald has it on the right-hand side. Then goes to the middle. Fires, but it's deflected. It goes directly over the top. Dutton and Crompton will battle. Dutton tried to keep it there. Fitzgerald got it. Gave her team another opportunity. Good pass into the slot. Another shot fired. Pearce with another save. Brisbane looking really good here. Butler underneath. Rapchak will battle away. Davis Tope in there. Clinic eventually gets it out. 10 seconds left of the power play. Fitzgerald fires. Great work by St. Amar, putting the body on the line to deflect that one. Back to even numbers here. Brisbane were beautiful on that power play. They managed many pucks on net. Shot count at the moment sitting at 18-13. Costa got around one. Then just couldn't quite finish the work, but is it over the line? Pearce with the save. I think that almost just got past Pearce here. St. Amar is looking for it. There it is.
That's an excellent save for Pearce under pressure. That looks like it went in, but it's very hard to tell if that was a stick or if that was the puck that went in and bounced back out. If it did cross that line though, Todd, I think it went in after the whistle.
Here's Mossman. Fitzgerald. Beautiful work from Fitzgerald. Got around one, but just lost the puck. Great work in the end there from Clinic. Wuthridge now. Shot from distance, almost deflected. Fitzgerald puts it up. And scores!
Fitzgerald has been a powerhouse for this team, along with Emma Wuthridge. The two of them are they just know how to shoot, they know how to find the space, and Lining is just moving this puck around exceptionally well.
Fitzgerald playing absolutely amazing today at that goal. Completes the hat-trick. Fitzgerald, only 24 years of age, from Shaker Heights. Played NCAA hockey for Boston University and has just come across and set the world alight here at the AWIHL. And a hat-trick in a semi-final. And you just get the feeling that I don't think she's going to stop there this weekend. Raimundo. Melbourne now trail by 2. And again, Courtney, it was that formidable Brisbane line, assisted by Wuthridge. Dixon picks it up in defence. Rapchak, Mahoney. Great stuff here from Brisbane as they mount another attack. Crompton and Butler. officials go over. Eventually comes out, still in there though, into the corner. You see photographer Phil Taylor there getting great shots of this puck battle.
His shots are fantastic.
Phil Taylor.
The legend that he is, Todd.
We're going to restart in play.
He's the legend that Phil Taylor is. He's already got photos in the drive for the first semi-final. So check out Oz Hockey Media after the games. We'll get some of them online and show him off. The hat on the ice for Anne-Marie.
Yeah, we saw our first hat. Yeah, I love that. Love that indeed. My favourites, you know, it's AWIHL hockey finals time when Phil Taylor puts the goal and the camera in the goal mouth. There's some of the best shots. LaPlante, Anderson, Wuthridge, Dutton. Davis-Tote clears it away. Puck into the middle. Fitzgerald picking it up. Fitzgerald just looks so menacing as she navigates the play with her eyes and found Wuthridge with the pass. Cochrane put Wuthridge in the board. Centering pass. Brisbane keep this puck in their attacking zone. Dixon tries to keep it ahead for Brisbane. Last couple of moments, Melbourne feel like they're under siege. This Brisbane attack just keeps coming. They'll get another shot at it here. Melbourne changed their line. Rapchuk, beautiful pass. Play building again. Some more time in this attacking zone. This time it's Sinclair. Dutton and Butler try and get it out. Grigliunas with it to Godfrey. Callum Bockus in there as well. Butler here. Brisbane is set up so well to keep this puck in this attacking zone. Melbourne struggling to transition. Nelson picks it up though on the left. Crompton. We'll have a whistle, will come back. Be a penalty. Ali Fisher will head to the penalty box. Power play time here for Melbourne, Courtney.
Honestly, I'm trying to work out when that actually happened. I maybe it was behind the play a little bit, but I have to admit I missed it. But look, Ice have a chance to just close that score gap now.
Melbourne on the power play here. Shot fired. Brisbane, one of the best penalty kill teams in the competition as well. Their penalty kill percentage, they're ranked second in the comp, 81.58% of the time. They do have 3 short-handed goals this season. Davis-Tote with it. Put that one across the net. Melbourne looking to pick up here. Anderson tried. Julian working hard for it here. For the Melbourne Ice, they've only had the 16 power play goals this season. They have a 22% power play conversion. And they'll be desperate for one here. Anderson, minute has gone already in this power play. That's felt like it's flown by. St. Amar, great pass. Back to Anderson. St. Amar at the top. Who puts the puck on net? It's deflected though. Got to be careful. Don't want to concede one the other way. Anderson read that opportunity and got back. Brisbane will change their personnel and get some fresh defence out there. Butler on the right. Has Godfrey in the middle. Butler holds on to it. Godfrey tried to get it into Butler. Cochrane picks it up at the blue, sends it net bound, but it's wide of the target. Cochrane stolen away. Here comes Wuthridge. One-on-one situation. Too easy. And Brisbane make it 5. A short-handed goal.
I wouldn't put her past Wuthridge to be able to do that. She came in so well. Another very patient goal. She came in, let Pearce buy in and move over to that post, and then just moved onto her backhand to get the goal. And look
at this here on the replay,
kill,
that final move. Yep. Some short-handed stuff. Costa comes through. Brisbane make it 5. They lead by 3. 5 minutes left in the second period. Melbourne definitely under pressure, but full credit to Brisbane. They have come to play. Here's Butler. Butler navigated through. Godfrey tries. A little bit of a late. Godfrey's down. Costa copped a Godfrey skate to the bucket. So this will take a little while to undo this tangle. Let's hope everybody is okay. Godfrey will head to the bench. Courtney, what do you make of this?
Honestly, it is just the lining players coming in to look out for Katie, and Melbourne Ice just losing. There's a bit of losing footing. There's a little collision off to the left in the replay there, but I think Godfrey just not Godfrey. Is it Godfrey? I think she's flat down on the ice. It's just everyone getting in to get that puck because Katie hasn't got it frozen. And everyone doing what they can to either get it in the back of the net or get it away in Lightning's case. So it didn't look to me like there was any malice or anything in it warranting any kind of penalty, but it just looked like everyone was trying to do their job in the same spot at the same time, which isn't good when there's 5 on 5.
So penalty. Yeah, penalty to Costa, who instead of heading to the penalty box, headed to the bench as she was bleeding from the ear. And Callie is then headed to the penalty box and will serve the penalty in the box. So that's that wayward skate we saw from Godfrey. I think collected her in the bucket, and that probably sandwiched against her ear, which that blood was just on the crease of the back of the ear as she made her way to the bench. So let's hope that's okay. So 4:40 left in this period. Brisbane have been busy in this period. 5-2 is the score. Melbourne desperate to get one back. And they've got to do it here on this power play, you feel. Anderson fires that one. It goes directly over the top. Julian this time fires. We've seen 4 goals in the second period. Emily Davis-Todd got the first. It was 2-2, and then Brisbane scored the next 3. Fitzgerald twice and Wuthridge with the last one. 1:21 on the clock here. Anderson moves that one. And the last goal for the Lightning was short-handed. Cochrane. One cleared away. 1:05 on the clock. Anderson will pick it up off Pearce, who keeps it alive. Anderson navigates through and loses her footing and careers into the bench. See a penalty here. So Callum Bockus will spend 2 for tripping. So Melbourne have a unique opportunity here.
This is a lot of pressure for the Lightning.
Yeah, for 50 seconds, they're only going to have 3 out there, so 5 on 3.
And for anyone that knows ice hockey, 50 seconds will feel like an eternity for the 3 out there defending.
Brisbane win it back though, they clear it, and there will be valuable seconds to come off that 50. Pearce keeps it alive, Godfrey picks it up. Melbourne will start their attack from the deepest part of the rink. Butler copped one on the skate there as Wuthridge came through. Godfrey to Butler at the top. There's going to be a penalty. Melbourne clear their net, so they'll still have possession. Anderson will move it to the top. St. Amar puts that on the net. Meyer with the save. Plenty going on at the net, but it's going to be penalty for Brisbane again, so they're going to serve more time.
The referee indicating a slash.
So that slash there against Butler. Sees Wuthridge go to the box. So Costa in the penalty box with Callum Bockus and now Wuthridge. And these so we're going to see 8 seconds here for the penalty for Costa, and then the next Wuthridge penalty will start. So great time for Melbourne here. Brisbane backs against the wall, but they have a 3-goal lead. Godfrey just puts that one on net. Rebound comes. Godfrey will pick it up. Cochrane back to Godfrey. Beautiful pass to Davis-Tope. Couldn't quite get it. Anderson picks it up. Anderson to Cochrane, who fires the shot. A beautiful save. Brisbane doing well here in this situation. Another shot from Anderson. That one goes and hits the netting. We'll get a restart in play. So 46 seconds left on the Callum Bockus penalty, 1:36 left for Wuthridge to rejoin play.
I have to commend the Lightning at this point. They don't look like they're under as much pressure as they are. They're playing incredibly well to defend with just 3 out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think it might be that luxury of that scoreboard that's letting them defend with a bit of freedom at the moment. Cochrane put that one on, and again, they're so strong down low, aren't they, Courtney?
Oh, yeah. The way that they're tying up the players in front of Katie and they're giving Katie a chance to freeze that puck, they're doing their job incredibly well. I like it when they prove me right, when I like things like the keys to the game at the start that we talked about, Todd, and then they do it. It's lovely.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth, Courtney. You mentioned that early. Davis-Tope. Moved it to Godfrey. Cochrane, unfortunately, couldn't keep that in the attacking zone. Valuable seconds will be wasted here as they re-enter. Davis-Tope to Godfrey. That was a good pass and a great glove save.
Katie making it look easy, and I promise you it's not easy at all to be a goalkeeper. She's just calm, cool, collected, and that Katie's demeanour in net, the way she's calm and she just does her role, that will be playing a big part on the mindset of the 3 in front of her that are defending her at the moment. When your goalkeeper is that solid, it is just something changes. Like I had the luxury of playing in front of Emma Moonen last winter and up here in Newcastle, and just knowing like she's onto it, it changed the game as a defender.
Cochrane to Anderson, back to Cochrane. Brisbane doing such a good job tying up that middle. 5-on-4 now for the next 42 seconds. Davis-Tope. Anderson. Cochrane, unfortunately, didn't keep that ahead. Minute 07 left in the period. 23 seconds left on this Melbourne power play. The Brisbane defence has been fantastic. Anderson. Now at the half wall. Pass down low, dash on the attempt. Brisbane look to clear it away. Davis-Tope to dash. Back to Davis-Tope. Even numbers now. They say that defence wins championships, and I'll tell you what, that was a great display on that penalty kill. Wuthridge tried to get the shot away. Melbourne have an attack. Here comes Julian the other way. Gets around Dixon, puts the shot on net, but it's wide of the target. Dixon will get the rebound. Now Brisbane will have an attempt as they go coast to coast. Winding up from distance. That had heat on it. It was a great save from Pearce. 10 seconds left of the period. St. Amar pressing hard. Mahoney, a second left, gets the shot away. Pearce with the save. What a second period that was. Plenty of action.
Oh my goodness, was there ever. I think we're seeing exceptional hockey from the Lightning, because to go on a penalty kill for so long, which that felt like 4 to 5 minutes that they were down, and in that window they were also on a 3-on-5. To defend that is incredible hockey. Because look, 9 times out of 10, you'll find the team that's attacking should score on a 5-on-3. The fact that Melbourne Ice couldn't, I think it emphasises more as to how good the Lightning defence was, and as much as the Ice gave it their all, they just couldn't find that gap. I think that last sort of 5 minutes of the period was just excellent.
And you feel that might give them a huge moral victory as we get into the last change. That second period was full of goals. Emily Davis-Tope tied things up at 2 apiece, but it was Anne-Marie Fitzgerald with a double and Emma Wuthridge to put the icing on the cake, scoring shorthanded to make it 5-2. We're going to take a quick break, guys, but make sure you join us for the third and final period as we find out who will be playing the Perth Inferno tomorrow in the gold medal game. Welcome back to the AWIHL's coverage of the Brisbane Lightning taking on the Melbourne Ice. It's Brisbane 5, the Melbourne Ice 2. And of course, the winner of this will join the Perth Inferno tomorrow in the gold medal game. It's been an interesting game, ebbs and flows. The Brisbane Lightning started off with Abby Brown's goal, Anne-Marie Fitzgerald, and then Shana Godfrey made it 2-1. Emily Davis-Tope tied things up at 2 apiece, and then Fitzgerald had 2 in a row. And then Emma Wuthrich scored the most recent one to give a lead to Brisbane of 3 points. Let's take a look at some of the statistics that matter for the game. Courtney, take us through this because there's been plenty of twists and turns in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, a lot of these stats now are leaning in favour of Brisbane Lightning with those last 3 goals in the second period going their way. 2 of them, one being a power play, one being short-handed. So 5-2 Lightning's way. And look, they've really earned it. And as I mentioned at the end of the last period, it's not that Ice are playing bad. It is just that Lightning have found a different brand of hockey that has been intense and fun. And look, the shot count is even. So we are getting a lot of end-to-end when it's 5-on-5. Melbourne lifted their shot count up a fair bit when they had that 5-on-3 power play. But Brisbane stood tall and just didn't let anything in at that point. The save percentage obviously is now skewing in Brisbane's favour with obviously the higher goals for. And that 1 goal on the power play. And look, it is very unusual for Melbourne Ice not to get a power play goal. So sitting at none for 5 opportunities, I think emphasises just how well Brisbane is playing. So there's a 3-goal difference. That it's starting to grow a bit there as far as Ice being able to make the comeback. But honestly, it just takes 1. They get 1 goal, they lift the flow, they lift the momentum. If Brisbane drop their heads, they get the second, and then they're within 1. And we saw it happen in the Sirens game against Perth. They fought back so hard. And look, 20 minutes is a long time. It is a long time, especially when it's stop time. So I imagine Ice coaches are just saying it's 1 at a time. They just have to grind. They've got to make the good passes, get in the zone, make Katie move, open up the space. And look, in the top of the screen there, we can see Katie doing some little twirls on the bench, and that says to me she's in a good headspace. And she always does come across as calm, cool, and collected. And Piers on the screen now in front of us. She's just got to let go of the other 5 and focus on this period as a fresh period. Both these teams are just exceptional. I am loving this game, and I called it at the start that this would be my favourite game of the night, and it's really standing up to that expectation. So we're about to get underway for period 3, and the puck is dropped.
Well, the scene is set indeed. We know the winner will be facing Perth tomorrow. There's no do or die left in this one. You can't go down wondering. Melbourne have got a tough task. A differential of 3. Brisbane, they'll want to score and score early and really put this one to bed. The most important goal in this game, I feel, is just the next one. Both teams really need to get going. We're going to see some penalty action early.
And
Wuthrich will head to the box.
Not ideal for Brisbane. They will probably be feeling as comfortable as we saw them in the 5-on-3 because there is a 3-goal difference, Todd, but not how you want to start a period, especially if Ice get this first goal of the period off this power play. We could see the game shift a little.
Here we go, Davis-Tope looking to get into the O-zone. They eventually do. Godfrey on the left-hand side. Mossman in defence. Anderson wins it out. He's looking for the pass. Finds that pass at the point. St. Amar back to Anderson. St. Amar was under pressure. Got it down low. Anderson, a shot opportunity here. Almost. Danielle Butler just standing in that screen. They clear that one away. It was a brilliant save by Meyer, who saved it in between that screen of Danielle Butler there. Godfrey finds Anderson. Here come the Ice. Butler's in the middle. Anderson just waited though, then got that one in. Julian couldn't quite get the shot. Under a minute left in this power play. Cochrane, the captain, has it at the neutral zone. Now Godfrey. Godfrey looking to attack the middle. Does exactly that. Then fires. Godfrey scores! Melbourne get their power play goal. The margin is reduced to 2.
Godfrey on an incredible angle, up high. I think that was, I would wait for the replay, but I think it might even be a bar down goal where it just goes in over Katie's shoulder and into the net. It even looks like it hits the sidebar as it goes in. What a shot. That's such a small area to shoot, but Melbourne Ice can always rely on someone like Shana Godfrey just to find that kind of a gap and close the score gap down.
Melbourne, they tend to find a way. They're back-to-back defending champions. They won last year's title from second position. They played this Brisbane Lightning team in that grand final. Just falling out of the box there was Julian. Cochrane. Margin of 2, it's still such a huge mountain to climb. And this Brisbane Lightning team have played fantastic today. Kellen Bocker sends it long. It's going to be icing though. Melbourne will have some more time in their attacking zone.
While they get into position, IHA have a 50-50 raffle supporting the 2026 National Men's and Women's teams. Scan the QR code and buy some tickets.
Daniel Butler wins the draw, tries to get the shot away. It was deflected by Mossman. Mossman underneath. In a tangle with Butler, there's going to be a penalty. And I think it might be against Danielle Butler. Got another player down to Sinclair. No, Sinclair's back on her feet.
The referee indicating interference, so he hasn't liked that battle on the boards. The arm up went pretty
power play
fast.
time here. Power play time here for Brisbane. Can they get one back? Can they get back that 3-goal buffer? Fitzgerald, who's been fantastic today with the hat-trick. That one's deflected. Davis Tope is quick. He's going to beat Wuthridge in the battle, but doesn't have much in the way of help as they are short-handed. Melbourne don't want to take the risk. Fitzgerald. Anderson tried to get there with the stick. Fitzgerald just handled that one nicely as she glides across the ice. Clinic. Big shot from Clinic, but it's wide. Fitzgerald will pick up the rebound at the half wall now. Goes underneath. Wuthridge. Deflected from St. Omar. Clinic now at the point. Great pass down low. Fitzgerald didn't quite get it on the end of the tape. St. Omar looking to clear it away. Does just that. Grigliunas. Crompton, they battle. Anderson gets it out. Clinic will get across. Melbourne change their line. Their penalty kill unit. Lecren, Cochrane, Dash, and Julian. Rabchuk. 30 seconds left of this power play. Into the middle. A good pass to find Fisher. LaPlante, and that's going to be another penalty for Melbourne. Shot from distance, saved by Pearce. Costa. Time ticking away on this one. Melbourne get a stick in there. Brisbane still hold on possession though. Play is now blown dead. That was valuable seconds taken off the clock. So only 3 seconds left to serve on this Danielle Butler penalty.
So Lightning won't get that 5-on-3 opportunity like Melbourne Ice did, but for about 3 seconds they will. It'll take her a second to get to get into the game and get defensive. But look, another consecutive 2 minutes on this power play, which surely lead to a Brisbane opportunity.
There's about 18 seconds on that clock. They could have had some 5-on-3 action, but they held on to possession. Clinic out to the top. Bothridge. So even, well, 5-on-4 numbers it is. Apologies. That pass was just a bit wayward. Butler here will look for the forecheck. Fitzgerald not threatened by Butler at all. Clinic. Godfrey pressing. LaPlante. Good pass to find Fitzgerald. Got in a bit of a tangle, Fitzgerald, but turned and managed to win it back. Fitzgerald, beautiful pass that is. A great shot from distance, and Pearce with the save.
Something that stands out, Todd, is the patient control that Lightning have. So we watch Fitzgerald get possession this side of the goal line, but decides to skate it behind the net and look for a nice clean pass. And a pass that really has a great shooting lane straight to Pearce. So they're playing patient hockey, which will help them get those goals a bit sooner.
That's just full credit to Fitzgerald. It's just comfort. She's played hockey at very high levels and feels very comfortable here. LaPlante, the half wall. Costa down low. 50 seconds left in this power play. LaPlante, Fisher, good pass again. Shot from distance, Pearce patted that one away. Rebound opportunity. 37 seconds left, power play. Anderson got a stick in there. Costa just has to send it forward. Dutton with it now. Dutton happy to get it to Anderson here, who can mount an attack short-handed. Fires early. Meyer with the save. Puck still alive momentarily, and then eventually falls. Anderson bursts through. Fisher says, get out of here.
That was very cheeky from Anderson, but I like it. So we have the save from Pearce on screen now, and then the Ice get possession, comes out, and then Katie gets a chance to make a save too. We have outstanding goaltending in the A-Dub.
These behind the net pitches really tell another story. We saw that Pearce save in heavy traffic. Clinic, Bothridge. It's going to be a penalty here. So Melbourne under siege at the moment. They've got to be scoring, not defending. Brisbane just comfortable here. They'll take as much time as possible. They lost advantage, so the penalty now will happen as Sarah Dash heads to the penalty box. Another power play here for the Brisbane Lightning. Melbourne yet to defend again.
There'll be an aspect of this.
Body language as they head to the bench is a tough one.
Yeah. There'll be an aspect of these penalty kills that will be absolutely exhausting Melbourne Ice. When you're stuck in your own end and can't clear it, it can play on your mindset, but also physically. So another tough moment for Melbourne Ice.
Bothridge with that puck on net. That mindset is made even worse when you find yourself 2 goals down. Bothridge, that one deflected. Godfrey did a good job. Butler trying to get it away. Fitzgerald picks it up, goes straight back to the O-zone with pace this time. Tries to slide that one through, couldn't. Clinic. Bothridge. Good passing here to Fitzgerald, who unleashes hot fury. That one cleared away. Melbourne changed their personnel. Bothridge picks it up. Just stands with patience, almost like a chess master staring down the chessboard. Just takes it back. Henderson wins it though. Brisbane maybe a little too cute. Melbourne have an opportunity here. Lecren couldn't keep it ahead, and now it's a race for the puck. Pearce under siege, great save in the end. Toby Brown an attempt, but Piers made the save. And the goal was knocked off its mooring.
Excellent skate from Lightning there to just get in ahead of Melbourne Ice. That little kick.
Don't forget, folks, it's still power play. Yeah, don't forget, folks, it's still power play for Brisbane. 44 seconds of it, as Melbourne had some time in their offensive zone there. Anderson breaks away here. A little bit of a rush. Anderson has to take on 4, though. She'll shoot early. And that one wide of the target. So in the third and final period, Melbourne having to roll the dice. They find themselves trailing by 2 and doing plenty of attacking while short-handed. Anderson, who's been on fire in the late stages of this one, won that puck back for her team. Cochrane sends it in deep. Anderson has to fight over Costa to get it, and does. Wins the puck back. It seems like Anderson's everywhere at the moment. Pass into the middle. Davis-Tote with it now. Navigates through traffic. Anderson heads to the bench for a well-earned rest. What a shift that was. Julian back to even numbers as Dash exits the penalty box. Dash to Julian. Almost. Brisbane, they'll come the other way. They want to put Melbourne to bed. They just need one. Back into the middle, Dash to St. Omar. St. Omar on the right. Gets the shot away. Great block in the end from Rapchuk. Great to put the body on the line. Julian tried to find some room, but Sinclair gave her none.
That was just a great sequence from both teams, defensively for the Lightning and for Melbourne Ice attacking in their offensive zone. That was just good. This is great hockey. I can't fault either team for anything. They're just playing good, hard hockey.
Melbourne win the draw, but the puck will go all the way back to the defensive zone of the Melbourne Ice. Godfrey picks it up there. Wuthridge looking for the forecheck. Got to stick in there, though. Made it tough. Fitzgerald. LaPlante will pick it up. Julian navigates through. Julian, backhanded attempt. Fitzgerald just tried to slow play that one and feel the body of Julian. St. Omar sends it deep. Now the Lightning look to exit their defensive zone. They do a great job of that. Big hit there from Mossman into the board, and I think we're going to see a penalty. Danielle Butler will head to the penalty box, and Melbourne find themselves short-handed again. Courtney, this must be heartbreak for Melbourne at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. To go on another penalty kill really puts them at risk of losing a bit of grip on this game. At the moment, they're still sitting within reach of at least equalising, but yeah, they could be in a bit of trouble after this one.
Tired legs as they've had to play a lot of defence. Cover a lot of ground short-handed. Dutton looks to get across. Fisher to Mahoney. This is looking good. Mahoney with the shot. Piers with the save. Rapchuk now out the top to Mahoney. They move it so well, so confident as Costa puts that one on. It was deflected. Brown tried to get in there. Cochrane sat Brown down. Out to the top, Mahoney couldn't quite get that. Anderson will press here and chase Mahoney. Mahoney handles the threat well. Now into the attacking zone. Just uses the edge to stop. Fitzgerald. Costa. Anderson picking it back up. Meyer keeps it alive for LaPlante. Minute to serve on the penalty kill for Melbourne. Can Brisbane score on the power play? Great attack here, LaPlante. In the corner, St. Omar trying to get across. Out to the top. Clinic with the fire. Piers with the save. It was an awkward one, but Piers made it count.
Yeah, absolutely she did. And it is leaning towards, it does feel like Piers is very much keeping ice in this game. She's made some excellent saves and has just been really solid in these last few attacks from Lightning.
Shot count now at 32 for the Lightning, 27 for the Melbourne Ice. Pass to the top, LaPlante, ahead of the blue line here. Wasrich. Shot net bound. At the half wall. Clinic. Now to the top. Clinic fires. That one hits the board. Wasrich now with it. Awkward attempts and Piers with a save. Clinic just got something on that and put it net bound. 8 minutes exactly left in this game. Brisbane with a commanding lead of 2. Play restarts. Anderson helps that on its way. Here comes Julian in a one-on-one situation. Meyer with a fantastic save. Not often does Julian not score on those occasions. Anderson into the middle. Davis-Tope just steadied and fired. Meyer with another fantastic save, keeping her team firmly in this game. Rapchuk. And you feel that Meyer has played a fantastic game. 26 saves in this one. Here's Julian again. Melbourne looked to pepper the net, but Brisbane just handling it well. Anderson with it. This Brisbane team have played amazing hockey in this game. Anderson. Dixon in there for Brisbane. Cochrane. That one cleared away. Come all the way back for icing.
Oh, some big saves for Katie, as you said in that sequence. She made 2 saves. Like that breakaway from Julian, that she just used a leg pad really well. This replay will show it even better. And crucial saves because it could just change the flow of the game if either of those 2 goals were scored. But she's not allowed it, just like she's not allowed another one now. And that will be keeping the flow in Lightning's end. They'll be just, all they've got to do is defend for the next few minutes now, get to the end of the game. But I don't see Ice letting up. I think they're going to be applying a lot of pressure in these next few minutes, and we might even see Piers come out of the net.
Yeah, that's certainly got to be an option. There's no tomorrow. If you want to win a championship, you have to win today. It's knockout hockey. Cleared away. St. Omar will pick it up here. Fisher's there. Good pass in the end to find Godfrey. Godfrey navigating through. Beautiful defence as Brisbane win possession back. Mahoney looked for Fisher, St. Omar. And icing is the call.
The Ice will be happy with this because it's putting them up in that end and taking out the need to skate it in. So they get to save a little bit of energy with the whistle. They get put into their offensive zone. If they can win the face-off and hold possession, they might be able to create an opportunity for themselves.
And they do just that, Courtney. Dutton down to Davis-Tope, who fires. That one deflected. Davis-Tope wins it back here. Tries for the wraparound attempt, some good defense. That screen was just knocked out of here. Anderson went down. Dutton didn't quite get a hold of all of that. Julian tries to keep it ahead. Cochrane to Davis-Tope. Davis-Tope in the attacking zone now on the left-hand circle. Had Anderson in the middle, has Julian for help, gets it to Julian now. Julian into the middle, gets it to Anderson, who scores! Melbourne get the one that they've been looking for. The margin now sits at 1. Patient build-up results into a big goal.
That was incredibly well played. They moved that well. They made good judgment. They had Katie commit to the other side. And you know what? You've said it a few times. Anderson has been such a hard worker for the Ice this period. The whole game, really. So, yeah, I'm tickled pink that she got that goal because she absolutely deserved it for how hard she's working.
Deserved it indeed. Can this Brisbane team hold on here? Will Melbourne find another one? Mossman and Butler will battle in the corner. Dashes in there, working away. Here comes Wuthridge. You feel Brisbane will want to answer back pretty much straight away. Clinic now on the left. Now to Wuthridge. They've got their number 1 line on. This line's been lethal this A-Dub season. Arguably one of the best lines in the competition. LaPlante. St. Omar with it now. Great pass to find Julian. The crowd starts to lift. Julian just gets it going to Godfrey. Davis-Tope at the top. Cochrane couldn't keep it ahead. Fitzgerald takes it away. Fitzgerald loves this situation. The captain, Cochrane, got across and did just enough. Fitzgerald still with the possession. Fires it net bound. It's deflected. What a game we are witnessing. Costa put that on net. Pearce with the save. St. Omar has to get rid of that one. Brisbane throwing everything at this Ice team, and the Ice are throwing everything back. Anderson on the left. Stolen away. Julian now gets through. Now in the attacking zone. Julian, the veteran, tried everything. Anderson was in there as well. Mahoney tried to clear it away. Davis-Tope working hard. Anderson picks the puck up again. Anderson with the shot. Meyer with the save. 3.5 minutes left of desperation hockey. Rapchuk, brilliant work defense. Just put her physicality on the line. Butler with it. Butler fires. Meyer with a brilliant save. Butler tries to put another one on net. Shot fake there. Kept the puck. Now Brisbane try and get it away. Lecren will pick it up in defence. Melbourne mounts another attack through Butler. Butler tried to dangle through, couldn't. Godfrey was in there trying to pick it up. Callum Bockus clears it away. Dash just puts it forward in the attacking zone. Godfrey comes to mop up. Sits here for Grigliunas. St. Omar goes forward. Dash was waiting for it at the blue line. Wuthridge put it in the air and it went over. And we'll get a restart in play.
Oh my goodness. Look, the hockey we are witnessing.
Timeout Melbourne.
Oh. What do you even say about what we've just watched? The defense of the Lightning is unbelievable. And Melbourne Ice are relentless. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, wow. Look, a timeout's going to be good for both these teams. They can catch their breath. Coaches will be giving them a bit of structure that they expect to see. One goal is all it takes.
Just looking at both benches here, and all players are just sucking in massive amounts of air. There was an amazing sequence of plays there. It was back and forth action. 35 shots each. Brisbane lead 5-4. 2 minutes 31 on the clock. Who will book their spot in the grand final? The equation's simple. Melbourne need 2. Brisbane just need to hold on. The fans in the O'Brien Icehouse start to stomp their feet. The atmosphere in here is electric at the moment. The puck is dropped. Strap in, folks, for the next 2.5 minutes. Cochrane. Fitzgerald and Cochrane battle away. Wuthridge is in there. Davis-Tope wins the puck for the Ice. Tries to get it going forward. That's deflected. Anderson picks it up. Great stick work there. Clinic wins it back. Wuthridge in the middle. Anderson tried. Off the official. Kept alive here in the neutral zone. Anderson happy to get it in deep. Meyer is happy to kill that one. We'll get another momentary pause in play for both teams to catch their breath.
I have to say, Todd, there's nothing more infuriating than trying to clear the puck deep in the zone and having it bounce off the official back into the neutral zone. Very frustrating.
Very frustrating indeed, especially with under 2 minutes left in a semi-final. When your opponent's coming at you. Fisher lost that battle. Butler picks it up in the middle. Butler works her way through, now into the O-zone. Dash. Puts that one in. They were looking for a deflection. Godfrey with it now. Melbourne now ahead on the shot count, 36-35. Butler tried to turn, but ran into a brick wall. Costa with the clearance. Icing is the call. It's going to come all the way back.
Melbourne Ice taking the
dice
opportunity.
here from the Melbourne Ice. They have emptied their net. Minute 21 on the clock. Melbourne have the extra attacker. They empty the pipes. Out to the top. Shot fired. Butler with the rebound. Down low to Anderson. Anderson fires. Meyer with the save. Godfrey with it here at the half wall. This Melbourne Ice team are just peppering the net at the moment. Brisbane doing well to hold on. 1 minute left. Anderson underneath, tries to find Butler. St. Omar puts that one in. Brisbane with it now. Crompton calm under it. Butler trying to win it back. Rapchuk in there. Julian to St. Omar, who fires it. But it went begging. Anderson with a wraparound. Great save by Meyer. Fitzgerald in here now, trying to get rid of it. Mobbed by white jerseys. Julian got it back to Anderson now. In traffic, tries to get something. Davis-Tope couldn't. Will this go into the neutral zone? That's a mini victory for this Lightning team. Ice get it back straight away, but it's offside.
How's your heart, Todd? Because mine feels like
17.2 on the clock.
my heart feels like it's beating out of my chest.
And that's us here in the commentary position. Can you imagine them out there? $17.2 on the clock. Can Melbourne tie it up? Or will Brisbane hold on? Cleared away. That's a victory for the Lightning. They'll chase here. You think time will expire. Fitzgerald and St. Omar battle away. Fitzgerald almost wins it back. It's Butler. But the Brisbane Lightning, they hold on. What a victory that was. They booked their spot in a grand final.
Todd, we have something pretty incredible happening tomorrow. So since the Lightning became the Lightning, they haven't won a championship. So this will be their first chance at it. And it will be the first chance for the Inferno. So we have a gold medal match and a championship tomorrow with two teams that have not raised the Joan McEwen trophy.
And what a journey it's been for this Lightning team. What a season they've had, especially after New Year's. Their 2026 has been amazing. They were intimidating early today. The hockey that they were playing, they really took it to Melbourne on their home ice. And this Melbourne Ice team threw everything at them, but this Brisbane Lightning team, geez, they can play.
It really felt like the magic of finals hockey. All four teams today put up a huge battle. And I think we are seeing the two best teams going through to the gold medal tomorrow. One thing I was thinking about in the last 5 minutes there, Todd, was that if Lightning were able to seal it, Ice really gave them a solid challenge, which I think will prepare them really well to come up against the Inferno tomorrow. They were challenged, they had adversity, they had their fair share of penalty kills and power plays. They've been able to work through a lot of systems ready for the biggest game of their season.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you. What a fantastic game it is, and tomorrow's going to be even bigger and better as we battle for the grand final. So it'll be the Perth Inferno taking on the Brisbane Lightning. It'll be the Sydney Sirens and the Melbourne Ice will battle for bronze. Let's take a look at our point scorers for this game. We'll start off with the Melbourne Ice. It was Carmen Anderson with a goal, Emily Davis-Tope with a goal as well. Shana Godfrey had two. It was absolutely fantastic. Our assistees, we had a plethora of them. Anderson, Davis-Tope, Dash, Cochran, Raimundo, Butler and Julian. And let's look at our point scorers here for the Brisbane Lightning. It was Emma Wuthridge who had a fantastic game. 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. Anna-Marie Fitzgerald with the 3 goals for 3 points. LaPlante, 2 assists for 2 points. And Clinic, Mahoney, Rapchuk with assists. And of course, Abby Brown with a goal as well. Well, Courtney, thank you very much for your contribution today. You did an absolutely fantastic job. Unfortunately, you won't be joining us tomorrow, but before you head off, I'd love to get your predictions for tomorrow's gold medal game.
Look, I had a lot of fun calling with you today, Todd. Thanks for having me. Look, tomorrow, it's actually really hard to say who would win out of Perth and Brisbane. They're two incredible teams, and I'm not sure I can pick one over the other, because it's going to be as close, if not closer, than what we just watched. And honestly, being with Oz Hockey Media and being a supporter of the whole league, I'm just happy there are two teams that haven't lifted this trophy getting to compete for it. So no matter what, hockey wins.
Yeah, it certainly does. And what a competition we have. The strength of hockey that we've seen today has absolutely been phenomenal. Folks, make sure you join us tomorrow on the coverage, or if you can, head to the arena. It'll be a fantastic final. Of course, that bronze medal game will be the Melbourne Ice taking on the Sydney Sirens. And then your grand final, it's set. It's the Brisbane Lightning and the Perth Inferno. Well, a big good night from us, and make sure you stay safe for the rest of the night. And we'll see you tomorrow. Todd Morris and Courtney signing out.